So I was searching on Darknet that what's hot in town. What are the products that are high in demand? Because these are the actual products where you can make generational wealth. Now, I found a very interesting product in the category of jewels and gold. And this product is, it looks like this and is found very near to India. That is the only country which produces 90% of this product and is super high in demand. Plus, totally unregulated, and the best benefit, it is totally untaxed. Hence, I was very curious, what is this industry and where is everything found? And if possible, can we benefit from it or not? So to understand this, I started Googling. We are Shinitex Global, a finance, tax, legal consulting company. And today in the series of Generational Wealth, we are going to discuss about another dark finance topic, which is the Myanmar jade. Now, when I was Googling about jade, I found very interesting pieces that I have already heard about jade in a movie Kung Fu Panda. And that movie belongs to a nation, China. So it is pretty clear that China has some history or some connection with jade. But what? So jade is known as the stone of heaven. That is why in the movie, the main place of all the villagers, their main temple was known as the Jade Palace. And that is really true. The jade is known as the stone of heaven. In the Asian culture, it symbolizes purity, wisdom, and peacefulness. There are ancient scripts which tells that it has been a symbol of purity, prosperity, and power since 5,000 years. But 5,000 years doesn't calculate its value. So let me tell you what it stands for today. There are jade jewelries which I found on Google worth $27.4 million. So this is the exact single jade necklace that you can find on Google and which is being sold for $27.4 million. That is how you can recognize the true value of jade in today's economy. 10 years ago, there was a stat which came out of Myanmar, and 90% of the total jade is being mined from Myanmar, and Myanmar supplies 90% of the total world's jade. And from that 90%, 10 years ago, this industry was valued at $31 billion. And to this day, it has grown to more than $200 billion. All of this is untaxed, unaccounted, and moves in cash. The official government stats say that what's interesting is that Myanmar's GDP don't account the jade economy in their GDP. If they consider the total value of jade they are sitting on, it is in multiple folds than their existing GDP. Their health budget is the total value of business that Myanmar does via jade is 100 times more than their healthcare budget of the entire nation. But then where is jade actually found? In Myanmar. So Myanmar is a very neighboring state to India. As I already told you before, Myanmar has a lot of opportunities for lot of businesses that could create generational wealth, in which one we studied was that the Myanmar teak, the Burma teak, which is often known as the Burma teak in common language, is the most premium teak in the world and is used in the rich houses and to create yachts or to create premium furnitures. So Myanmar is a place which sits at the world's most unrecognized natural rich reserves. But in Myanmar, where is this jade actually being found? So this is Myanmar. In the northern Myanmar, there is a state known as the Kachin state. In that state, there is a place known as Pakant. That is the exact place where the topmost premium quality of jade is found. And this region specifically supplies 90% of the world's jade. Let's check out the pics of Pakant on Google, and we found out that it looks like a lunar landscape. It looks like a moon because it has patches all over the area when you see it from an aerial view because of the mining scars. So to put it in a nutshell, if oil defines Saudi or Gulf, jade defines Myanmar. Here are some Google Earth images of this area, Pakant. You can see right here how does it even looks on Google Earth. But then we are here to talk business. How does this business actually works? So this is a purely high risk, high reward business, because just like every mined element from earth, the purest of the quality, just like you have seen in the movie Pushpa, no? As deep down you go in the jungles, you find the more pure sandalwood. That's what here is. There are jade pieces which are worth millions of dollars, and there are jade pieces which are of no value. So if you want to start, let's say someone decides to start this. To start this require a lot of human efforts, a lot of capital, because every mining business requires a lot of capital. But just the difference is that you will be mining a product that is more valuable than gold. The most easiest way to start business in the Pakant region is to find a local Myanmar person, pay him, and start mining with his basic tools. That is the simpler version. But to scale it, you need bigger mining machines. But to scale it, anyone needs a bigger mining machines, which is easily procurable with the sales and the profits that it brings in. So let's say someone decides to do it, hire 10 Myanmar people, go in the jungles of Pakant, just like the movie Pushpa, and decides to mine it with their basic tools. That's how easy it is to find jade there. Other than the local miners, one requires supervisors. Supervisors are the people who provides with the food, logistics, and the daily pays. Plus, they ensure that the mining is being run smooth. There are no government interventions, because as of few years ago, the government took all the rights of mining jade and the government is doing itself. From government, I mean the military itself. And either military does it or military has decided few companies which are backed by the Chinese investors, Chinese people, they mine it. So the supervisor's role here is to make sure that the government doesn't intervene in their business or their mining with the local mining group. So the supervisor takes 50% of the jade found. That is a clear-cut acceptable industry standards in Pakant, Myanmar. And these supervisors have the role of finding the right people, individuals who are ready to mine for you, who are ready to mine for anyone investing in this and take a direct challenge with the government. These people are known as jade pickers. So there are 10 jade pickers a person needs to hire, and that 10 jade pickers are being controlled by one supervisor. They'll manage end-to-end everything of mining, controlling the government, food, logistics, everything. Their main focus is to keep the operation efficient. Now, after mining this, what is their actual reward in this? Now, if you have seen an actual marble or gold or any of the mines, just like them, if there is a uncut jade, the jade which is properly mined and it's in its pure raw form, a single high quality uncut stone could easily sell for hundreds of thousands dollars per carat. And if we move up a step, if we polish it, then it could be a part of a jewelry for the rich and the elite who believes that jade is a stone of heaven. That is why the families that are already into this business have built their generational wealth. Along with this, they are backed by the Chinese investors. Chinese have huge money, and all of the miners, officially they get tenders to mine jade by the military or the government of Myanmar. There are less than 1,000 companies which gets the tender, and they polish it, they sell it in the markets, in the jewelry stores. And all of these companies have direct links with China because the government don't allow any foreign companies to officially mine jade. That is why the Chinese have created anonymous companies, shell companies, and a network of companies to hold and fund the mining activity in the Pakant region of Myanmar. But we have started from few jade pickers and supervisors. How do we manage the supply chain from the mountain to the market? So the extraction is done with the machineries or the laborers, the jade pickers and the supervisors. The area to transport, the first area where it is extracted from is Pakant. Then it goes to the another city which is Mandalay in Myanmar, which is a main trade center for jade. Then it goes to Raleigh, another town in China, and it is a border town, and any other border town which is more lenient at that time because government don't allow exporting jade very easily as it is a high value product, but it is always facilitated by few bucks. Then after crossing the borders, it goes into China, and in China, it is converted into proper jewelry where it is sold at expensive stores, and then it finally goes into the neck of a pretty lady or a hands of a rich billionaire. Another interesting thing here is very less competition. See, the jade trade is not a business, it's a legacy. Families and power brokers dominates this industry. To be precise, less than 20 families control all of the jade's official production in Myanmar with the help of military and their political influence. All of these families are backed by elite Chinese investors. Chinese have huge money as they are the sourcing and the manufacturers of the world. Plus, they are the exact people who consider this as a stone of heaven. Even in the series Kung Fu Panda, they have a palace known as the Jade Palace. They have a lot of artifacts based on jade only. Along with that, they consider it as a symbol of prosperity, power, and purity. Along with this, there are no taxes to be paid in this because all of the jade is consumed by the Chinese or any other people who believes that it is a stone of heaven or it looks good. So most of the time, it crosses borders without anyone noticing. Crosses borders with stealth mode. This is like the same system where family-owned wine yards in Europe and diamond cartels in Africa are doing business where the wealth is concentrated with few families and passed down generations. What's interesting is Myanmar government has imposed a tax of 15 to 30% depending on the quality and the size of the jade found. But then no one pays the taxes. Along with this, not even Chinese love jade, but the whole world loves it. And the nearest biggest country, the powerful country is India. Indians love jade too on their jewelries. That is why as per India-ASEAN Trade Agreement, if you officially import jade from Myanmar, there is a reduced rate of taxes and tariffs and custom duties, significantly reducing the retail prices to sell it in India. But then the bottom line, no one pays it. Everyone gets it under the table. But the main question lies here. How can a newbie enter this jade business? The most easiest one is to source jade, which is already mined. But the question here stays, how can we, you or anyone benefit from this? How can a newbie enter this market? The first idea is to pick out the jade pickers, go out, mine them, get them across the border through the cities of Pakant, Mandalay and Raleigh, and then China or US or Europe or India. The supervisors handles all the operations. So you'll have to pay 50% to them. But let's say you're not ready for this. The best and the easiest solution is to enter as a broker in this industry. Source it from the supervisor or from the brokers who are in the town where the jade store is being set up in the moonlight, because that is how they find the purity of a jade. A jade shines purely in the moonlight. That is why it is considered a stone of heaven. It looks like this exactly in the moonlight. Beautiful, right? You find someone who is a supervisor or someone who can procure you uncut jade stone, get it polished and into a jewelry form, build a network of Chinese people wanting to buy it, US, European jewelry people wanting to buy it, and in India also people who loves to buy it. There are stores and gem places since the time of Mughal rulers in India. And there is a custom to put jade in jewelry at a lot of the towns and ancient cities of India. That is the easiest way. If you just don't want to get them polished and sell it, you can just source it and sell it to the people who are putting it into the jewelry. So this way you can start the same way Pushpa did. Started as a person who was a jade picker and then started to make more and more bigger empire, and then found the buyer himself, and then built a generational wealth from a labor to an empire where he controls the CM of the state. Along with this, there are a lot of things that we can discuss about it. Do write to me or do book this session if you want to understand more into this, or you want to find the buyers, you want to find the jade pickers, you want to find the supervisors, you want to find someone in the direct market of Myanmar where the jade is actually sold and they keep on checking what is the quality of the jade and they buy it. Any point of contact you need, do ping. Bye bye. See you at another video where we keep on discussing dark finance and building generational wealth, or things that most people don't do, where you can create a fortune for yourself. And finally, enjoy the hot chocolate in the Swiss Alps. Planning for a F1 Grand Prix at Monaco. Bye bye.